Mr. Prime Minister, thank you for taking the time meeting us today. Is it realistic to expect the countries of the world meeting here at COP27 to actually prioritize climate action when they're facing inflation, recession, geopolitical tensions, and much more?
Well, I believe there cannot be lasting peace or prosperity without action on climate change. And indeed, Russia's invasion of Ukraine has highlighted the importance for all of us transitioning to safer, cleaner and cheaper forms of energy and removing our dependence on fossil fuels.
Well, moving on to the Iran nuclear deal, the deal has been languishing for months now. Do you think the JCPOA has reached a dead end for good this time?
Well, there was a deal that was put on the table in March that Iran did not take the opportunity to move forward with. And I think the situation now is very difficult, and we'll have to consider what the best next steps are with our international partners. But that is made more difficult by Iran's violent treatment of the protesters and their continued actions that are destabilizing the region. And so we'll have to consider what the appropriate next steps are. And that's why in the short term we've taken extra sanctions on various actors in Iran.
Your government is working on a free trade agreement with the GCC. Do you carry with you any new plans with regards to the British-Saudi relations in particular, politically and economically?
Well, we're very fortunate to have important and historical ties with our friends and allies amongst the Gulf states. And looking forward, what we want to have is a modern relationship that is built not just on our historic defence and security cooperation, but also enhances our economic dialogue, partnership and development. And the GCC, the Free Trade Agreement, is a huge part of that. And I'm looking forward to our plans to progress that in early next year.
On the Ukraine crisis, do you think a viable off-ramp has been offered to Putin and a push by the West to bring the two parties to the negotiating tables without any preconditions in order to find a peaceful resolution for this crisis?
I think ultimately this is rightly a question that the Ukrainian government will decide how best to answer. Now, obviously, peaceful resolution is preferable, but I'm not sure it's fair to ask the Ukrainians to come to a negotiating table at the same time as their country is being violently attacked.